morning, dear friends, and welcome to this module. In the preceding module, we had explored the realm of social media marketing and several related perspectives. Today, we will look at the concept of advertising and the intricacies of advertisement campaigns, as well as examine how they synergize with social media marketing efforts to achieve overarching goals. Advertising remains a primary component of a brand's promotional mix, which is used to inform and or persuade target audiences about their products. The American Marketing Association has defined advertising as the placement of announcements and persuasive messages in time or space purchased in any form of the mass media. In 2009, Karen Hartley and Rodelis comment that advertising is like a group of friends that includes personal selling, public relations, sales promotions, and direct marketing. These friends, according to them, work together to help a company communicate about their products or services. They use methods that the company pays for to talk about what they want to offer. This could be through advertisements, talking to customers directly, giving special deals, or directly reaching out to customers, etc. Owing to the developments in digital communication, the advertising landscape has changed dramatically in recent years. After the linking of the web with NetSpace, the first commercial internet browser, and its adoption as a communication channel, advertising landscape grew faster than ever. Besides, the advertising industry has always followed the consumers. And now, with the change of habits in communication after the introduction of the digital mediums, the advertising industry has started to follow the consumers online, especially on social media platforms, while developing new forms of advertising to relate to consumers in their virtual presence. It was in the 1990s that the rise of the internet brought about online banners and pay per click ads, while subsequent decades saw the emergence of social media advertising, mobile optimization, programmatic advertisement platforms, and data driven personalization. Patterns of digital and traditional media ad spending is traced in a recent US study which has tracked the data between 2018 to 2022. As shown in the figure on the right hand side of the slide, data of the year 2018 state that difference between digital and traditional media ad spending is only 3 billion. That means that the money spent on digital advertising is expected to continue to increase further and maybe would be able to exceed spending on traditional media advertising patterns. This shift can be attributed to several factors, including the increasing prevalence of online platforms, the proliferation of mobile devices, and the ability of digital advertising to offer targeted and measurable campaigns. Let us look at a short video at this stage to understand why big as well as small brands are opting for digital advertising and why spending resources on digital advertisements proves to be a beneficial strategy for effective marketing.
Hello, I'd like you to meet two independent restaurant owners, Ollie and Saad. They're both very passionate about serving high quality and made from scratch food. Their restaurants are in good locations, and they operate in the same local market. But from few days Ollie and Saad are concerned about their restaurants, and the reason is besides offering a very delicious food, they are unable to generate good sales, and their profits are going down day by day. So, they consulted with some experts, and they reached a conclusion that they need to market their restaurants to gather people's attention and increase awareness among customers. But that's where the similarity ends. Ollie decided to hire a couple of salespeople, printed brochures and flyers, He advertised in the local newspaper, and within a few weeks Ollie started seeing sales at a lot of local customers. Ollie was excited, but he had very high overheads and very low profit margins, but he decided to wait a couple of years to see some growth. Saad, on the other hand, decided to market his restaurant digitally. He approached a reputable digital marketing company and outsourced all his online marketing to them. They came up with a strategy to create an online presence. They developed a nice-looking website, worked on creating unique and quality content, implement SEO strategies, and also build awareness using social media platforms. Within 2 weeks Saad started seeing sales, and a lot of customers from all over the city. Saad was happy, since he had very low overheads and very high profit margins. In a few years Saad diversified, and opened another restaurant. Couple of years later, Ollie realizes his mistakes, and he also hired a digital marketing company. Traditional marketing can only get you so far. Think local but act global.
This video highlights the potency of digital marketing over traditional methods in terms of its reach to the wider audience, as well as achieving higher profit margins, narrating the contrasting experiences of two restaurant owners, Ollie and Saad, who are facing declining sales despite offering quality food. While Ollie has opted for traditional methods, we find that Saad's approach includes creating an online presence, quality content, SEO, and social media engagement, leading to a rapid success and expansion in comparison to the other restaurant owner. The video underscores that while traditional methods may still have their place, digital marketing provides a broader reach, engagement, and greater business acumen in today's digitally interconnected world. All business activities nowadays use social media platforms for advertisements, including, for example, the promotion of books. Let us look at the effectiveness of digital advertisement campaigns by citing a recent example of a science fiction which has been published in August 2023 with the title Vega, the Intergalactic Warrior. This recently launched science fiction, authored by Priyamvada Gaur, is being actively promoted by the author as well as by the publisher across a range of social media avenues. And this effort has led to a substantial audience engagement within a short span of 15 days. On platforms like Instagram, the novel had already garnered over 12,000 likes, while on Facebook, it has received more than 4,000 likes, accompanied by enthusiastic readers' comments and shares, leading to a strong curiosity among audience. Social media offers authors and publishers the opportunity to engage with a wide and diverse audience, build a community of readers, and create a vibrant sensation around their books. The author of this science fiction, Vega, is interacting directly with followers, responding to their queries, providing additional information, and thus fostering a sense of community. This personalized engagement has contributed to building trust and ultimately has been successful in driving sales also. Overall, these engagements have been instrumental in expanding the book's online presence, thus optimizing its accessibility for purchase across various e-commerce platforms also. Such immediate popularity is a result of online social media tools which are efficiently used in this case. It would perhaps have not been possible in any conventional media campaign. However, in this context, some experts also suggest a combination of the old and the new methods. And we here refer to Kenji Govers, an expert of consumer product and marketing strategy. In a recent research, Govers has indicated that traditional media can also be efficient when evaluated for recall and reach. He has also presented an in-depth analysis of cost and reach, which reveals that the range of traditional media can reach about 60% of the consumers, while digital media tends to plateau at about 30% only. To some extent, it also depends on the nature of the product also. Despite potentially cheaper cost per impression for digital media, traditional media also boasts a higher return on investment or ROI. Govers has suggested that a combination of traditional and digital platforms would perhaps yield more power than using either in absolute isolation. For prominent brands, traditional media remains crucial for their appeal and reach, while smaller brands might begin with cost effective digital media and later integrate traditional methods also for an increased reach. When we talk about advertisement as a strategic communication for intimately reaching out to consumers and the broader audience, we should also be aware of the differences between public relations and advertising. The two are often used synonymously. However, while advertising is a non personal, that is one way communication to sell a product or service, public relations consist of a two-way communications seeking to build relationships and trust. The figure on the next slide summarizes the main differences between the two. So, we can say that organizations and groups may use one or both of these persuasion techniques in their marketing mix. Whereas the goal remains perhaps the same, the strategies are rather different. Whatever strategies we adopt in the realm of digital advertising, it is of paramount significance to identify and target a precise audience. A particular concept which I would like to introduce in this context is known as narrowcasting. Narrowcasting is an effective communication tool for displaying media, content, or information on digital screens aimed at a narrow and limited audience. It does not reach mass audience. We can see it rather as having our own personal television channel or any social media platform which is exclusively sharing only with a select group of viewers. It can thus be viewed as the opposite of broadcasting, which usually aims for the widest possible audience. In the field of advertising, narrowcasting prioritizes targeting the right demographic or psychographic audience over reaching a large number of viewers. Trope and Lieberman have suggested that it affords more privacy and a reduced psychological distance between the interaction partners. Investing in those advertisements which target only specific audience members may be more cost effective than advertising to a broader audience as we do in the context of broadcasting. The major differences between the two are also illustrated in the figure on the left hand side of this slide. With the help of digital communication tools, ideas like buying an ad on many social networking sites simultaneously has become quite easy. As we have discussed earlier in the context of narrowcasting, ads can be targeted to very specific audiences based on interests, demographics, user behaviors, or even, as seen in this housing head, geographic location. Executing it on our favorite social medium is also not very difficult. Two examples of such sites include Zillow and House. Therefore, we see how narrowcast works much more effectively than they could offline or in traditional media only. Now, let us look at how advertising in virtually created worlds actually works. Whichever social media we are using, ads are inescapable. Advertisers seek to buy spots wherever their market is, whether it is through email or whether it is within a video game site. And since digital ads can be quickly edited or targeted to the viewers or the audience, We look at ads which are more personalized to us online than in traditional mass media. Virtual worlds also present new channels and opportunities for advertising. From open worlds like Second Life and Sansar to video games like Need for Speed, etc., virtual worlds present advertisers new audiences and placements for advertising their content. Advertising in virtual worlds also has several benefits. Firstly, ads do not need to be repetitive or intrusive, as they are not interruptive in the same way in which they are in conventional videos. We find that audiences do not normally become averse to them. At the same time, the more diversity of advertisements also does not distract players, and it can help advertisers get past perceptual filters to reach out to audiences in new spaces. The inclusion of varied advertisements that seamlessly integrate without distracting players can facilitate advertisers in circumventing perceptual filters, allowing them to effectively engage audiences in these innovative environments. A second benefit to embedding the advertising is that many users do not mind and may even appreciate the gameplay more. Players can also react negatively if the advertisement or product placements does not fit with the tone or theme of the game. For example, a Mountain Dew advertisements in World of Warcraft's fantasy world or Azuroth, which had to be either taken down or replaced. A third benefit is the cost effectiveness. As ads are entirely digital, they are relatively cheap to update, substitute, or modify. This suggests that digital advertisements can be updated much more than the offline advertisements. Such unique novelty of subtle online ads can significantly aid advertisers in promoting their products more efficiently. For example, digital advertisements may not only promote a television program but can also be updated every 7 days to reflect that week's specific episode. Ads can also be customized and tailored to a specific group of players for a particular video game. However, we also have to assess a new challenge, which is both ethical and procedural in advertising via CMC. And it is the increased blurring of boundaries between advertising and other forms of communication. Sometimes it can be increasingly difficult to identify an advertisement amid other media. One of the most evident of these boundary blurrers is known as advergames, that is, advertisements in the form of games. Advergames may be as simple as changing the protagonist to this advertised product as Coca Cola had done for its Pepsi Invaders game. It was like Space Invaders but with a Coke can fending off invading cans of the competitor, that is Pepsi. Advergames can also simply include the product in the sidebar or frame of another game also. At the same time, they can also include more direct and involved incorporation of the brand into the game itself, such as when Doritos Chips created the Doritos VR battle game, in which players compete in a virtual world to collect Doritos. It reminds us of the Pokemon craze among children during the mid 1990s, but it is much more complex and reachable owing to the digital forms of communication. Advocates also provide a means for brands to have customers interact with them. At the same time, they provide exposure to the brand without explicitly asking consumers to buy a product or a particular service. The challenge of stacking your Rice Krispies treats tier belies the fact that one is spending a lot of time engaging with the brand, albeit through the snap, crackle, and pop of an online gap. We find that digital advertisement through video games is growing day by day. Advertisement in other social media platforms is also becoming more and more popular and proving to be much more effective. Sites like Google, Amazon, and Facebook are nowadays dominating the digital market space. They dominate over 60% of all digital advertising spent on the internet and generate revenue in great numbers. And this idea is called social media advertising. So, social media advertising is a specific form of digital marketing where businesses utilize paid media to promote their products or services with the help of various social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. This strategy involves creating paid advertisements that target specific audiences based on their interests and demographics. It is also considered to be one of the most effective advertising methods due to its ability to reach a large and diverse audience. Social media advertising involves crafting engaging content, interacting with followers, and running paid advertisements on platforms. This strategy aims to increase brand awareness, drive website traffic, and also to generate leads. Social media advertising can be defined as capturing all forms of advertising, whether explicit, that is, banner advertising and commercial videos, or implicit, that is, fan pages or firm related tweets, that are delivered through social networking sites or social media platforms. Earlier in this module, we had talked about the narrowcasting strategy. We will discuss two more strategies which are known as filter bubbles and echo chambers. They are generally used in order to manipulate the information that people receive online, influenced by algorithms, user behavior, and societal dynamics in social media. Filter bubbles and echo chambers are concepts that relate to how information is filtered and personalized on the internet, particularly with the help of social media platforms. Filter bubbles are created by algorithms that track users' online behaviors, such as the content they click on, and then present them with content that aligns with their existing preferences and perspectives. This is what was previously known as cognitive dissonance, and it can lead the individuals being exposed to a very limited range of information that reinforces only their existing beliefs. And this concept is known as an echo chamber. We echo our thoughts only our thought patterns. And platforms like Google use algorithms to selectively present information to users based on their past behavior, their click behavior, browsing history, search history, as well as location. This can create a filter bubble where users only see information which confirms their existing beliefs and does not expose them to contrary viewpoints. The following video discusses these concepts in connection with Facebook and Twitter particularly.
It's human nature. We surround ourselves with people we agree with, and the internet has only made it easier. For many, Twitter is a place to have existing views reinforced. Often without realizing it, a lot of us choose to live in an echo chamber, a place where it can seem like everyone on Earth is just like us. And Facebook? Well, Facebook takes it even further. Of course, you can hide those posts from your goofy aunt, but Facebook actually does a lot of that work for you, behind the scenes. It knows what you like and what you comment on, what brands you follow, what ads grab your attention, events you're attending, and publications you read. Facebook uses all that data to feed its algorithms, and those algorithms choose what you see. And if you know where to look, you can actually see what Facebook thinks you like. Your interests, your hobbies, and even your political views. The result is what's become known as the filter bubble, where your timeline is filled with opinions you share. Facebook actually makes money off knowing those things. They sell you and your filtered bubble to advertisers. Those advertisers will pay more to get their products in front of people that are likely to buy them. And if you're seeing things you like, you'll spend more time on Facebook, seeing more ads, and making the company more money. But does the bubble keep us well informed? It's a tough question to answer, especially while the technology is still changing so fast. But one thing's for sure, that technology has the power to make us more connected or more isolated than ever.
We can see that in the world of social media, filter bubbles are formed as people naturally gravitate towards like minded individuals, a tendency which has been amplified by the internet and the immediacy of its reach. Facebook, in particular, takes active steps to curate users' content based on their interactions, likes, comments, and interests, ultimately creating the filter bubbles. This bubble surrounds users with content that aligns with their preferences, thereby influencing their perception of the world and molding it towards a pre-cut groove only. While the impact of these filter bubbles is complex and continually evolving, they have significant implications for both connectivity as well as isolation in our digitally connected world. So, how these concepts are used in social media marketing and advertising? They pertain to the potential limitation of exposure to diverse perspectives due to algorithm driven content curation. An echo chamber is one which obviously echoes our already existing viewpoints. As the term suggests, an echo chamber merely echoes our existing information and viewpoints and exposes us to only that type of information. Filter bubbles are created by algorithms that track the user interactions and show content which is similar to what we have been previously engaged in. It ultimately leads to a narrowing down of information sources. And these concepts can impact social media marketing strategies in several ways. Marketers can use behavioral targeting to create filter bubbles by analyzing users' online behavior to deliver personalized ads. This can further reinforce users' existing beliefs and limit their exposure to diverse perspectives. To break through the filter bubble, marketers can also diversify the sources of traffic to their websites. And this can be done through guest blogging, collaborating with other websites or influencers, and also using paid advertising campaign to reach a wider audience. An essential element, therefore, in the field of marketing using the digital communication mediums is selecting the appropriate ad type which can be aligned with the goals of the companies. During the campaign setup, advertisers possess the option to choose from an array of platforms under the purview of Meta, which is formerly Facebook, including Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp, etc. This expansive scope facilitates engagement with a diverse spectrum of potential customers. Moreover, Facebook equips advertisers with tools to refine target audiences through intricate interests and recommended preferences. In the previous lecture, we had discussed campaigning through posts and pictures. Here we will focus on advertisement and video campaigning. Advertisers effectively use the dynamic landscape of video campaigning within the sphere of advertising. The primary purpose of video campaigns is to capture the attention of potential customers by delivering messages through visual as well as auditory means. It involves creating short and informative videos to promote products or services. And these videos are played before, during, or after other video content the viewers are looking at and help tell a story, improve sales volume, create buzz, convey information concisely, and may reach a wider audience. They can also be showcased simultaneously on various platforms, including YouTube and websites that are part of Google's Video Partner Network. Online video advertising is an effective way to reach audiences, and therefore it remains popular in the digital marketing landscape. As videos can evoke emotions and convey messages more effectively in comparison to other forms of content, they can immediately connect with audience at a much more personal level. Video campaigns also enable brands to measure their performance through metrics like views, clicks, and sale conversions. From Facebook and Instagram to Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, etc., social media platforms have integrated video campaigning options to accommodate the evolving preferences of users as well as advertisers. There are many successful video marketing campaigns that serve as a valuable source of inspiration for business and marketing purposes. Let us look at some examples of successful video marketing campaigns. Nespresso, a coffee brand, had launched a campaign titled The Empty Cup to raise awareness about the threat of climate change to coffee production. The campaign had featured 20 and 30-second videos that got impressive completion rates and significantly lower cost per completion in comparison to YouTube. In this context, we should also refer to the campaign Like a Girl. The catchphrase like a girl is often used as an insult towards any adolescent girl, which adversely and permanently impacts her confidence and vision about her own capabilities in future. This professional campaign titled Like a Girl was published in US in June 2014, and it was created for the brand Always by an ad agency. Since its debut in 2014, Always Like a Girl, since its debut in 2014, this advertisement, Always Like a Girl, has been widely celebrated for breaking stereotypes and empowering women. We can also refer to the video campaign of Dollar Shave Club, which had created a humorous video which went viral and helped the company gain over 12,000 new customers within the first 48 hours of its release. The viral video ad mocked the existing business model for its high cost and inconvenient sales channel. Following this strategy, Dollar Shave Club has built a brand identity now. Another successful campaign which can be quoted in this context is that of Olipop, which used Pinterest to showcase their videos, and it helped them stand out as there were fewer brands using video content on this particular platform. The company's Pinterest page features a variety of videos including product demos, recipe ideas, as well as lifestyle content. These examples highlight the diversity and impact of successful video marketing campaigns across different social media platforms. Nespresso had leveraged native video content on Outbrain for efficient brand promotion, while Always tapped into the aspect of empowering storytelling on YouTube. Dollar Shave Club's humor driven approach led to customer growth, and Olipop's strategic utilization of Pinterest had contributed to enhanced visibility as well as sales. These instances underscore the significance of tailoring content to the strengths of a particular platform and the preferences of audience, resulting in campaigns that resonate and yield impressive results. We can also refer to a video advertisement by Adidas India. Its commitment to women in sports is evident through the marketing strategies which have been adopted. They have launched campaigns like Impossible is Nothing, which is targeted towards women athletes. And these campaigns have employed both offline and digital touchpoints, sharing stories and experiences that resonate with their audience. In the 2018, the famous brand collaborated with media agency Carrot and Oo and then created a month-long campaign aimed at connecting with football players and enthusiasts. Let us look at a short video as a case study that highlights Adidas' successful out of home campaign, which was started in 2018, and its advertising strategy on social media. This campaign gained viral traction due to its strategic social media promotion, which had formed a core element of their effective marketing strategy.
So Adidas probably was the coolest campaign, in my opinion, that we've done since I was here. They bought a package of signs with us. It was a mix of hotspots as well as a couple of wallscapes. They had their list of influencers that they work with, and the first round of their creative was calling out to each of these influencers. So it'd say with the person's Instagram handle, and it said something that related to their social media page and basically said, come to our brand new store. We've got a surprise for you. We had these influencers who knew there was a billboard going up, wasn't quite sure what was going to be on there. They were all scrambling out to get to their location. And a lot of the times our installers were calling me saying like, who is this person that's watching me? They're asking if they can keep this billboard after, what's going on? They're videotaping all of this. And it was like, oh, that's the influencer that's there. They want a picture of their billboard. All of these influencers with hundreds of thousands, even in one case, over 1 million followers that was posting about our billboards and like their name being on a billboard. So that was really cool. And it was a great way to engage influencers because they were super engaged seeing their billboard going up, and then they were actually going to the store after that to pick up their free pair of shoes that was being gifted to them. But then what was cool after that was that ad copy was only up for a week, then it got switched out and it was ad copy that went up of the actual shoe. Not only did it speak to the influencers, but it also spoke to the greater audience right afterwards. I would say the Adidas campaign was probably the best example I've seen of how you can really tie in outdoor advertising with a big splash on social media. It was a great way to pair the two and really get the most effective campaign.
The Adidas campaign combined outdoor advertising and social media to create a highly engaging and effective marketing strategy. They had utilized billboards, hotspots, as well as wallscapes to showcase influencers' names and messages, inviting them to visit the brand's new store for a surprise. After a week, the content of the billboard changed to showcase the actual shoes, effectively reaching a broader audience. This campaign exemplified a successful integration of outdoor advertising and social media campaigns using the digital means. It resulted into a powerful and impactful marketing approach. An exploration of social media advertising and marketing strategies alerts us to the dynamic landscape where platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, etc., offer diverse tools for effective engagement in the realm of social media marketing. We can say that the integration of video campaigns across these platforms has emerged as a vital conduit to capture the attention of the audience and to convey compelling narratives and foster meaningful connections. We have also cited certain successful campaigns on digital platforms in this connection. As we navigate this ever evolving digital realm, harnessing these insights can empower business to craft impactful marketing strategies that resonate with audiences and yield remarkable outcomes also. We would continue our discussion with the digital channels of social media in the next module, also talking specifically about how it has changed the way we look at entertainment. Thank you.